This is a BLDS, Black Baby Doing Shit production.
COC and the world gonna know.
Fake loyalty that test your souls. Pay no mind to those who talk behind your back. It simply means you are 2 steps ahead. Bias beats, make it funky. Sound bites, so who's gonna blow you with brown rice? Copy with slice, top violate black and brown rice. No Thanksgiving, just ground chicken, this crown life. They crown me nice, but they ain't considered the crown price. All black fitters look like acidics and crown heights. See, round night, we drink royal bottles of crown type. Talk around town, I'm like custom model with brown mics. Scotty pimpin' my city different, New York ride. We post different, y'all go online, we on site. On the Sean John, but me I'm more like Sean Price. My coffee black, Sean Dawn white. I'm piss excellence, just on spite. My city never sleeps, them bright lights, this bars high. So hard like I throw punch lines at bar fights. Them dead bars and them skinny jeans got y'all tight. Rappers fighting bars, but what you do for a run kite?
This is a BLDS, Black Baby Doing Shit production.
COC and the world gonna know.
Everybody talks about heartbreak, betrayal, disappointment. But have you ever heard sometimes your ego can take a hit and make you feel some type of way because you perceive that somebody did something wrong to you. You thought that you were the first choice. You weren't. You thought they needed you. They didn't. You thought that they would spin the block and come back to get you. But they didn't. They moved on. And that hurts. You see, the pain of that is not coming from your heart. It's coming from your pride. A bruised ego will have you rewriting the story. It will convince you that they are jealous of you or intimidated by you or they're afraid of your greatness. That could be true in some cases, but sometimes the truth is a whole lot simpler than that. Maybe, just maybe, they made a decision you ain't like. And that's where growth begins. Let me explain something to you. Can you sit with the truth without turning yourself into a victim? Can you hear the hard truth? Can you admit that rejection does not mean that you're not valuable? Can you accept that somebody chose different and they didn't want to go down the path that you were standing in? They chose to go down a different path. Now, Let's just say that it's not a personal attack against you. Your ego wants to defend itself, but your spirit wants to learn. Again, your ego wants to defend itself, but your spirit wants to learn. They want to know the lesson in it. That's a big difference between protecting your peace and protecting your pride. One helps heal you, and the other one may keep you stuck. You see, real healing starts the moment you stop asking, why didn't they choose me? And start asking the right questions. What is this experience trying to teach me about myself? Welcome to Blended Healing. Welcome to Real Conversations, Real Talk, Real Truth. We're going to deep dive into this today. Yeah, we're definitely going to spin the block on this one. I'll be right back after this.
Make it hot. Yeah, I know what this is, man. It's that real smooth player shit, man. Straight class. Network shit.
Man, my whip is mad dirty. Let me take it to the car wash. Whoa, this place looks ran down.
Is this rolling with a shine? I need my car washed, bro. Oh, you can meet me at my house, bet. I'll see you soon.
Nah, I'm out.
My car is real dirty. That's not sexy at all. Oh, wait a minute. There is a sign for a car wash. Cool. I'm on it. Oh, heck no. You can't be serious. Is this rolling with a shine? Yo, bro, I need my car washed and detailed. You can meet me at my job and wash it right there? Cool. See you there. I'm out. Ooh, man. Now that's sexy. Y'all need to get with rolling with a shot.
You say, why this, Blended? Why now? I received a download about this, and I felt as though it needed to be shared because this can apply to many opposed to the one. I really wanted to make myself and those who are suffering from this understand that it's not all what it seems to be, because you're too close to it. Now, I don't know whose story this is, but here we go. There was somebody who spent years believing that they had everything under control. They knew how to maneuver, how to read a room, and if something didn't work the way that they thought it would, they figure out a way to do it. If somebody walked away, they told themselves it didn't matter. That's at least what you think you wanted everybody else to know. So what ended up happening is that your life started moving different. People you thought would always be there started disappearing. Opportunities that already counted on went to somebody else. Doors that you thought were supposed to open stayed shut. Nobody was ringing your phone. Your invitations became significantly less than what you anticipated that it should be. There were relationships that you had changed. People who used to clap for you suddenly is walking around giving you a wide berth. You know what I'm saying? So they don't have to be directly in your path because they ain't saying nothing. They still ain't saying nothing. That's when the questions start. What did I do? Why Why they do me like that? Were they jealous? Did they switch up on me and be and didn't want every answer to come from them or to point to somebody else? So you see, when your ego gets bruised, right, everybody becomes the villain in your story. You start building a whole case against them, against those people who may have just made a decision that had nothing to do with you. Now, you become Inspector Clouseau, right? And that every conversation now becomes evidence. Everything around you, when it's quiet, now you feel suspicious. And you're taking every closed door as personal. And I get it. I lived that, man. I know this, man. A lot of us do. But life has a funny way of showing up and slowing everything down when it's trying to teach you something. Instead of standing at the edge of a river, so to speak, right? You have to get to the other side, but you don't want to leave what's behind you, even if what's behind you isn't working anymore. It's familiar though. So you stand it and you keep looking back. You keep hoping the people who walked away are going to turn around. You keep hoping that the opportunity that passed you by, not once, not twice, not 3 times, several times, is going to come back. You keep hoping somebody finally explains why they chose somebody else. Meanwhile, your life is telling you to get in a damn boat so we can get you to the other side. It's not that you're losing or it's because you outgrown where you've been standing. But that doesn't make it easy, because if you cross that river, it means something has to stay behind. Maybe it's that version of you that you always had to be right. Or could it be that version of you that needed everybody's approval? Or is it the version of you that measured your worth by who called, who showed up, who picked you up, or who celebrated you? And that version can't make the trip. They canceled their reservation. So now it gets real. It gets real. Because a lot of people say that they want more money, more influence, opportunities, and responsibilities, but they never ask themselves if they were ready for what it comes with. Yeah. You have more than enough experience in your mindset, enough skills to get things done, and you have shown and proved yourself. But there's something there. There's something there. Everybody wants the crown until they realize that the crown is heavy. The higher you go up, right, the more people watch how you handle disappointment, how you treat people you can't do anything for, whether you stay humble when things don't work out, whether you can admit when you're wrong, and whether you can apologize without making excuses. That's real power. Real power. I'll be right back after this.
You ever heard anybody talk about a bruised ego? Sometimes your ego can take a hit and make you feel a way because you perceived that somebody did you wrong. You thought that you were the first choice. You weren't. You thought they needed you. They didn't. You thought that they would spin the block and come back to get you, but they didn't. They moved on. And that hurts. Pause right there. You see, the pain that is not come from your heart is coming from your pride.
Can you sit with the truth without turning yourself into a victim? Can you hear the hard truth? Can you admit that rejection does not mean that you're not valuable? Can you accept that somebody chose different and they didn't want to go down a path that you were standing in? They chose to go a different path.
So what ended up happening is that your life started moving different. People you thought would always be there started to disappearing. Opportunities that you already counted on went to somebody else. Doors that you thought were supposed to open stayed shut. Nobody was ringing your phone. Your invitations became significantly less than what you anticipated that it should be. There were relationships that you had changed, and people who used to clap for you suddenly is walking around you, giving you a big, wide scope so they don't have to be directly in your path because they ain't saying anything. And they still ain't saying nothing. People say that they want more money, influence, opportunities, and more responsibilities. And they never ask themselves if they were ready for it, what it comes with. Yeah, you have more than enough experience in your mindset, enough skills to get things done. And you should improve yourself. But there's something there. There's something there. Everybody wants the crown until they realize that the crown is heavy.
One day, right, you're going to look back and realize something. The people you blame weren't holding you back. The rejection wasn't trying to destroy you. The closed door is not punishment, it's direction. Take yourself and your ego out of the equation just for a minute. Just for a minute. Rise above it just for a minute. Now look down at the situation. You feel betrayed by these people. You may have gotten promises. You may have gotten all of the things being on the inside. And now you find yourself on the outside. Maybe it's not them. Maybe it's you. Maybe this is the time period of when you need to learn a lesson.
You say, beloved, did I do all of that? But did you really? Real power, beloved, isn't making people fear you. It's not about winning an argument. It's walking away from battles that don't deserve your energy. Real power is knowing that you don't have to rescue everybody. It's understanding that everybody's lesson isn't yours to teach. That changes some things, right? Instead of spending your days talking about everything that's wrong, you start noticing what's right. Do you believe in the dream still? Do you align with the vision still, in spite of? Instead of expecting the worst, you leave room for something better. Instead of announcing every setback that you have, you become somebody who reminds people that another chapter is always possible. Not that old fake ass positivity shit, not acting like it didn't hurt or refusing to let the ugly be the only thing that you talk about. One day, right, you're going to look back and realize something. The people you blamed were not holding you back. The rejection wasn't trying to off you. The closed door was not a setup for punishment. Take yourself and your ego out of the equation just for a minute, just for a minute. Rise above it just for this minute. Now look down at the situation. You feel betrayed by these people. You may have gotten promises. You may have gotten all the things being on the inside with the circle. And now you find yourself on the outside of the circle. Maybe it's not them. Maybe it's you. Maybe this is the time period of when you need to learn a lesson. Life was not taking something from you. It was making room for somebody or you that has not come yet. That's the reason why you have to cross. That's why things have to change. That's why your ego had to take that hit. Your spirit has been trying to introduce you to a new side of yourself that your pride would have never allowed you to meet. That's a hard pill to swallow, especially if you're standing there watching everything unfold and you still may not believe it, even after all of this. And I get it. I get it. It's a struggle, man. It's a struggle. Sometimes the best way to deal with it is just to be quiet and watch things unfold and how they unfold. Here's another thing. Based on my own experience, those who are not doing right by you, and you are righteous in every sense of the word, will end up having to answer to you one way or the other. I need you to understand that and get that into your spirit. It's a lot right now, and I get it because you hurt and you don't want to hear none of this shit. You may, you want to hear your get back, how you can move things around and how you can get to where you need to get to. My friend, it's not that type of party. It's not. I wish you well, though. Until when you come down after all the tears and the frustration and the anger, remember who you are and who you are. You'll come back to yourself. Sometimes you just need a couple of days off just to regroup and get your mind right. You dig? All right? That's it. And that's all. I'll be right back. I don't know whose story this is, but I know that it speaks to me very well because I've been there. Been there. Okay? All right. I'll be right back after this.
The darkest season of her life became the place where she finally met herself. Through honest journaling, quiet walks, and moments of deep reflection, I discovered who I truly am. Stop defining myself by fear, disappointment, and loss. I learned to protect my peace, trust my intuition, and see that every mistake had been preparing me for the woman I was becoming. What once felt like punishment revealed itself to be preparation. And in the darkness, she discovered a strength that had been there all along.
Make sure that you tune into chapter 4 of The Hallway. Make sure that you tap in, okay? All right. Let me wrap this up, man. You see, whoever this is for, I hope you heard me. If you're in that place right now, don't rush yourself. You don't have to have all the answers today. Sometimes the lesson isn't in trying to fix everything. Sometimes the lesson is just sitting still long enough to see what's really, really good, what's going on. When situations start testing you, you can always come back to this, to come back to yourself. Your ego. Your ego. I'm telling you, it's bruised. And your ego is going to have something to say. You know, let it talk. Then let your spirit have the last word. Take what resonates with you and leave the rest. Real conversations, real talk, real truth. That's it. And that's all. You are the light. I stay in deep bow to each and every one of you. Please take all of this in hopes of that this is what you needed to hear. Gratitude and ashe to each and every one of you. And I'll meet you over at Mouthpiece and Love at 7 p.m. for their show. All right. All right. These things are escaping me right now because I'm very passionate about what I'm talking about right now. And I'm a little tired. So please forgive me. Charge it to my head, not my heart. All right. Be well, stay safe. Ashe and deep bow again. I gotta go. I really do. I gotta go. And I'll talk to you very soon. Bye-bye.
Enemies test your strength, but it's fake loyalty that tests those who talk behind your back. It simply means you are 2 steps ahead.
And I could care less about my enemies. They all just a bunch of bad energy. This tattoo ink and whole memories for my niggas that died repping in these streets.
Imagine a movie that depicted the pain of your life, like them kids in Afghanistan chasing a kite. For most of the world, that's what it's like. Imagine if a woman you're supposed to love for the rest of your life is set to marry someone else at the end of the night. They say you fight the greatest war in your heart and your mind, and fight the hardest when you start from behind. So I dream the impossible all the time. That for Masonic design, America's future is mine. Repeat that to yourself, cause if culture's a crime, them numbers tatted on your arm aren't too far behind. They can only conquer you after they murder your mind. So rise up, motherfucker, like the sign of the times. I feel my body weakening, but my spirit is fine. Ready to go to war with devils at the drop of a dime, and fight with my rebel army until the stars are aligned.
Love is love, salute the niggas up above. Rubber gloves, traders need a couple does. Just because the devil won't do what he does, and when he does, it won't finish us.
And I could care less about my enemies. They all just a bunch of bad energy. This tattoo ink and whole memories for my niggas that died repping in these streets. And I could care less about my enemies. They all just a bunch of bad energy. This tattoo ink and whole memories for my niggas that died repping in these streets.
Greetings and salutations, bitch, it's a celebration of a career that's transcended for generations. Ran out of love and patience, I'm back for reparations. I run for office, nothing but coffins at my confirmation. Yeah, $1 million smile like a crocodile. Lungs brown, vocal cords sound like a black and mild. You must be out your mind if I'm out of town. Mind bees on you like disease if you fuck around. Forward 40 to that 42 and knock her back for them situations I made it through. I sent you back to the energy that created you. I hated you, I disrespect your flag, then invaded you. Necessary, open carry like a mercenary. I came from moving more packs than apothecary. Shit was scary, I was buried, but Dre brought me back to